Let's go to LeetCode 1326, minimal number of taps to open to water a garden. For this question, it gave us an n, which means there is n plus one tap, and also a range, which means represent for each tap the radius of the tap. So it asks the minimal number of taps to open, which can water the whole garden from 0 to stick on the tap 0 to tap n. If we cannot watering the whole garden to return -1. So so the question is that we need to have the two, for example, there is a tab at index I, and for example, this is radius has a radius 1, then it can cover this point and this point. For the other tab, right? So if it is the left point is the same as, for example, at this point, then we can connect these two tabs together. But it said that for a radius 0, it does not count anything, right? And so this will be like use so you see this range is included, right? So this is like the question, like the jump gain tool or the video clips. So we are trying to use a minimal taps or minimal ranges to cover the whole range, that is from 0 to n. So the same thing what we're going to do is that for every tab, we're going to do some preparations. That is, we trying to get the start. And we are going to create a jump array, and this is the start, and the right end will be the maximal for this kind of point, the maximal point we can jump. So this becomes how many jumps we can use to reach the right end. So let's begin to write code for this. Firstly, we need to do some preparations. We are going to use our array called jump, because this is almost the same as a jump gain problem. We are going to use n plus 1, so that actually we use n is enough, but since that because there are n types, right? So if we use n, we may need to for every tab, we want to see whether the last one will be out of range for the left point, right? So if you use n for the last one, the left if it is radius 0, right, it will still be out of range. So we can, if we use n plus 1, then we can write for every tab in the I equals 0, I smaller equal to n, I plus plus, and we're going to have for example, left, right? For every left will be max dot max 0, and the range is I minus the range is I, right? And the inter right equals max dot min n and I plus range I, right? If we use n minus one, we should for each left and right, we should have max and max min, right? So that they are not out of the range. Then we're going to have a jump left equals max dot max jump left and the right. So we are going to have the inter right most equals 0 and equals 0 in the result. How many taps we need equals to 0, right? So what we're going to do is that we're going to have inter I equals 0, I smaller than n. Here it is smaller than n, right? Not smaller than n plus 1. Because we just need to want to see whether whether we can jump to the position n, right? So that means if I at n minus 1, if it is we still need to jump, right? We can use a jump at the position n minus 1 and I plus and what we are going to do is that we are going to have right every time we are going to update right most equals max dot max right most and jump I, right. So let's say if n is smaller than I, that means we cannot cover the whole garden. Then we return -1, right? Else if n equals I, what we're going to do is that we're going to have result. We'll update, open a new tab, and also we're going to update our n equals the right most, right? And in the end, what we're going to do is that we need to return right most should be greater or equal to n. If this greater or equal to n, then we should return result. Otherwise, we return -1. Okay, so doing the greedy with the time complexity will be O(n). Space is also n.